The word for you today, good little devotional that we're using. Governed by Christ's love for us is our lesson today. It's found in 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 14. Paul says, "For Christ's love compels us, because we're convinced that one died for all, and therefore all died." What is Paul saying? Well, he starts off with for. For Paul is going to tell us why he lives the way that he does. It says, Christ's love compels us or constrains us. Because Christ loves us, we are compelled, we act a certain way because we are loved so much. You know, when somebody loves you a great deal, it changes how you act around them. It changes how you act toward them. And just many more, but just three ways that Christ's love compels us or constrains us to live a certain way. The first thing it does, it transforms us or it changes us. There's an example of a truck driver who got saved and became a believer. And somebody asked him about, is he any different since accepting Jesus? And he said, well, when somebody tailgates my truck, I no longer drive on the shoulder of the road to kick gravel on them. Well, that may not sound like a big thing unless you're the person behind him, but anytime we accept Christ, God's love compels us to change. It made a change in this truck driver. So he transforms us or changes. And the second thing, he attracts us to him. Jesus died for us. How could you not love him for that? His love was so great for us that he went through what he went through for us. To obey his Father, yes, but also because he loved us. And the third thing, his love compels or constrains us. We obey him. Why? Because we can't help it. We don't want to disappoint him. We don't want to disobey him. It's much like an athlete on a ball team, and they have a coach that they incredibly believe in, and they will do anything this coach tells them to do. Or a musician who has a teacher, an instructor, and they will do anything that teacher or instructor tells them to do. They have such a confidence in that individual that they're willing to do anything. For Christ's love compels us because we are convinced that one died for all. What's he talking about? Jesus died for all who put their faith and hope in him. Therefore, all died. What does it mean, and therefore all died? Well, Jesus died for all of us, and he rose from the dead. Therefore, we die to ourselves, just as Jesus died. So why? So that we may be resurrected as well. Jesus died for all, and therefore all died. Who died? Those who died to themselves and have the assurance of resurrection to a new life, just like Jesus. Knowing how much he loves us makes a difference in our lives. It's similar to a lady. She was married, and it wasn't a good marriage. Her husband was very demanding. He made a list of rules and regulations for his wife to follow. He insisted that she read them every day and obey them to the letter. Among other things, his do's and don'ts indicated such details as what time she had to get up in the morning, when his breakfast should be served, and how the housework should be done. They went through married life, and it was pretty awful. Well, one day came, he died. After a period of time, she met someone else and married him. And one day, as she was cleaning the house, she found tucked away in a drawer that list from her deceased husband. And she looked at that list and she said, I'm doing all these things, but I don't mind doing them because he loves me so much. This husband loved her. He did everything he could to make her life better. And she says, I did all the things in the first marriage because he forced me to, and I resented it. I'm doing the very same things with this man, but I want to. I want to please him. Why? Because he loves me. And see, that's the way it is with a believer in Jesus Christ. We do the things that he calls us to do, not out of obligation, not grudgingly, but because we love him. There was a lady who felt very compelled to, she wanted to be a good Christian. And so she's closer and closer relationship with God. She read her Bible, she prayed, and she read that she used to love the Lord her God with all her mind, heart, soul, and strength, and to love her neighbor as herself. And then God would reveal things to her that she needed to do. And she says, you know what? When I became a Christian, I thought, okay, now I've got to do these things. Well, I find that I do these things because I want to, because of his love for me. Folks, if obeying God is a chore for you, you need to really stop and think whether you're really saved or not. Do you really appreciate the love God has for you? Because if we appreciate the love God has for us, serving him is not a chore. It's a blessing. It's a blessing. Too many people are trying to earn their way to heaven. Too many people are resentful of God. And I want to tell you what, if you're resentful of God, something is really wrong. So let me ask you today, do you resent God? The rules and the things he tells you to do? If you do, something is wrong. Take time to talk to him. Say, God, am I really saved? Get that settled. And then see if serving him doesn't become different. It becomes a joy rather than a drudgery. Have a good day.